Hello, everyone. This is Melissa from stampwithmelissa.com. I am so excited that you are here with me today. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota, which is in the United States, and I'm so glad to be home. Last week, I was in sunny Southern California at Disneyland, and it was amazing. But I'm excited to be home, and so I'm really happy to be stamping with you today. As you join, whether you're watching the live video or the replay, please say hello. These live videos are way more fun when I get to chat with you. Hey, Lori, I missed you too. Yeah, it was super, super fun to be gone and away and on vacation, but it's always nice to come home, And I got my dad is calling it the California crud. I swear, I keep hearing him say California crud, and I'm like gonna lose my mind. But I came home with a cold, so that was really fun. Hey Debbie, hey Alicia. But I work from home. I don't see people very often. So I had a ton of fun at Stampin' Up's on stage event, and there were 600 people there. So of course I came home with a cold, and I'm lucky it was just that. So I'm feeling better now, although I might have to stop to take drinks. I might cough a little bit, but otherwise I'm feeling pretty good. Hello, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving week to you all. I have a couple of announcements. I have some cards I want to share with you. Hey, Keisha. And then we're going to roll with this week's class. So announcements. First, did you get my newsletter today? Because if you did, you saw that we're doing Stampin' Bingo. I'm so super excited. Oh, Lori has the Minnesota crud. At least version, right? But we are going to do some Stampin' Bingo next week on Thursday, December 1st at 7 o'clock Central Time. I hope you'll join me. We're going to get in like a Zoom room. I don't know that it'll be Zoom, but it'll be like a Zoom room together. You don't have to have your cameras on, although you're encouraged. It's always fun to see your face. But you don't have to have your cameras on. You don't have to be present at bingo in order to do the projects we are doing, but you do have to be present to win because you have to call bingo, right? And so you have to be there if you want to win some really awesome prizes. So we are going to make 4 cards, and in between each card, we're going to play a round of bingo. So that's 3 rounds of bingo. There will be a winner every round, which the winner will get an awesome prize. I'll also have consolation prizes for those of you. If somebody says bingo first and then somebody's like, oh shoot, I had it too, well, I'll have a prize for you too. So I had somebody email me today and she said, how many people are registered? Because I want to know if I'll win. I was like, I'm not going to tell you that. So yeah, but it's going to be a great time. So I hope you'll join me for that. Let's see, there were 4 things I wanted to tell you. That was number 1. What was number 2? Oh, nope, I had it and then it left. Could you tell? Number 2, what was catalogs. I went to Onstage. If you watched my video from this last weekend or saw in my newsletter, yes, Lori signed up. So there's one person, right? I promise there's more than one person. It's going to be a fun time. But if you got my newsletter today, then you saw my message in there about catalogs. Because I went to Onstage last week, I got to see the new mini catalog. I have like the copy. This is not it. This is the current one. But yeah, Alicia signed up. So now you know 2 people. And I'm bingo too. I'm so sorry, but only people in the US. Okay. That's Stampin' Up's rule. So I have to follow that. So, but oh yeah. Hey Barb, welcome. So Barb is putting me back on track. She's talking about the catalog. So Barb and Alicia are both on my team. So they've seen the PDF and it's so good, you guys. There's so many good things in here. But I have the physical copy and it's been so fun to look through it and make my plan for, the next few months, what we're going to be doing. And yeah, I know Keisha said, boo, Keisha's in Canada. I wish you could register. I do. Yeah. So, okay, let me talk about catalogs. Stop having squirrel moments, right, Lori? Lori can say squirrel. And there's a squirrel on one of the cards I'm going to show you. So maybe I just am funneling that energy today. And I have so much to tell you because I wasn't with you last week. So anyway, if you have shopped with me in the last 12 months, you can get, Barb sent a bunch of dollar signs. Yeah. Start saving now, right? Hope for some Christmas money. Or get the starter kit and then you get your 20% off discount. That makes it better because then you can still spend the same amount of money, but you get more product. All right. Anyway, if you've shopped with me in the last 12 months, you can get a catalog from me for free. I will send it to you for free. I do ask that you request one. So check your email inbox for an email from me that I sent on November 18th. That was last Friday. It has a form to fill out. You just have to tell me you want it. People move, people have, they winter bird. So some people are in Florida for the next few months, so you want your catalog there or whatnot. So please fill that out. Let me know that you want it. If you don't see it, email me. If you have not shopped with me in the last 12 months, you can also request a catalog from me, but I do ask that you cover the $5 shipping charge from me to you on your catalog, okay? If you don't want to pay that $5 shipping fee, then I suggest you get this week's class to go. And let's talk about that in a second because I want to show you some cards first, okay? So let me flip my camera down. And I want to show you some cards I've gotten in the last few weeks. Let's get rid of this catalog for a second. So let me show you. So I was super duper fortunate, and I not only got one Alicia Markfort card this week, I got two. So let's take a look. Look at this beautiful Thanksgiving card. Here's the squirrel card I was talking about. It is just gorgeous. So Alicia used the Fond of Autumn bundle and Nuts About Squirrels. I don't know if she used that squirrel stamp on other people's card, but I'm going to choose to believe it was only on my card. And so, yeah. But just a gorgeous, I love these colors together. So thank you, Alicia, for this gorgeous Thanksgiving card. And then she also sent me a beautiful card for well wishes for my cold. Thank you, Alicia. Your card worked. It was magic. I am feeling better, and I just think this is gorgeous. So this one is the Sending Smiles bundle. Can you see it up there? The dies there. And then I can't remember the name of this, but it's like Speedy Recovery or something like that is the name of this stamp set. You'll see it in the annual catalog. These are from the annual catalog. Oh, good. Alicia said, I am the one and only who got a squirrel. Now, is she saying that just so I feel better, or is that real? I'll ask her tomorrow if I see her at the team meeting, right? Right. Anyway, no worries. If you put it on other people's cards, I do understand. He's a cute squirrel and he should be shared with the world. But I think this is called Speedy Recovery, right, Alicia? I think that's what that stamp set is called. Beautiful. All right, this next card I got from Debbie Jurdy, who is also watching, and this is gorgeous Thanksgiving card as well. And it says, wishing you the loveliest day. And she used the Hello Harvest bundle, which is from the Rustic Harvest suite. And look at, she made it so shiny. Can you see that? So shiny. I love it. So thank you, Debbie, for that. Alicia just confirmed, yes, this stamp set is called Speedy Recovery. Okay, then I got this next card from Rhonda Wade. She is a fellow demo in Michigan, and I actually do some work with her, so she sent me this. All of these have very nice, lovely notes on the inside, but I like to keep that like personal just for me, so I'm not going to show you the insides of the cards, but it is just beautiful. I love this one too, and I love this little die. I need to figure out where that's from because it doesn't jump out at me. It's something I probably own, but it doesn't pop out at me as like, oh, that's from that set. And also, I want to know how she tied that tiny bow. It's like such a perfect bow, and it's so little. All right, the next one, I got this card from my upline, Sue Kramer. And it's beautiful. Look at that ombre paper with the Tahitian tide. She went all Tahitian tide here, and it's just gorgeous. So, and then this is one of the celebration sets we had just recently. I can't remember the name of it, but if you got it, I think it's amazing phrasing. It's like I can't remember the name and then it just comes back. Excuse me. But I love it. The beautiful Tahitian tide. And then the last one, this was pretty cool. I got this card from Shannon West. She works. Oh, looks like we have a spammer. Hold on one second. Let me block a user here because we had a spammer and that's not cool. But anyway, for those of you on Facebook, you didn't see that. Oh, it's coming in again. Okay, for those of you watching on YouTube, if you see that come in and I don't catch it, can you please block that for me? Report that account, okay? Okay. Anyway, this one came in from Shannon West. She works for Stampin' Up's home office in Utah, so this was really cool. She sent me a card congratulating me on earning the incentive trip. So that was really, really cool. I actually got to walk on stage at Stampin' Up's convention because I earned the incentive trip. So that was really, really neat. And I got to meet some really cool demos like Patty Bennett and Wendy Cranford and Anastasia Radloff and so many cool people. So, okay, let's go ahead. I am super duper excited for this week's class. So you may have noticed, actually, let me show you the first card. You may have noticed, oh, hold on. See, I'm out of my ritual. I gotta show you the catalog first. This week on my blog, though, what I wanted to say is that I am only blogging 3 days this week. So, usually I blog a card Monday and Tuesday, and then my class to go cards are on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Keisha said she fangirled for me at the picture with Patty Bennett. You know what's funny about that, Keisha? For those of you who don't know who Patty Bennett is, you have to go look her up. She is the kindest human ever, and she's just amazing. I think she's number 9 in the US, the number 9 demo in the US. But what was cool about that is that Patty came up to me and she knew who I was. And I was like, what? Like, I was fangirling over meeting her, but she was like, oh my gosh. And then she took a selfie with me and also Lisa Ryan. And I don't know if Lisa is watching, but I know she will eventually because she told me she does. But she came up, she took a selfie with me and Lisa. And I was like, Patty Bennett wanted a selfie with me. Like, what? So that was really cool. And it was also super cool to meet Wendy Cranford because I have fangirled over Wendy Cranford for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I binge watch her YouTube videos because I just love it. And I was talking to Lisa Ryan. We had just come back from the bathroom actually and took a picture together. And I was talking to Lisa and Wendy tapped my shoulder and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Wendy. Like I was tongue tied. Exactly. I couldn't like figure out how to form words. And that was just, I think the coolest part for me is that like, now I'm kind of like, we're friends, like we're friends and I'm going to see them in Norway. Like, that's really cool that I'm going to get to hang out with them again. So anyway, enough of that. Let's stamp. Okay. Okay. So back to blogging. I usually blog Monday, Tuesday, and then class to go is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, because of Thanksgiving this week here in the US, I didn't want to blog on Thursday or Friday. I'm going to be busy with my family. I'm sure you're going to be busy with your family. Thanks, Alicia. She said that is so awesome. I'm still like, oh my gosh, like, that's so cool. And I also have another fun story to tell you, but I'll tell you later. Okay. While we're stamping, because we have some coloring to do today. But anyway, so you'll notice that the very first card we're going to do today, actually, I shared on my blog yesterday. Yeah, they're like Stampin' Up movie stars. Exactly, Barb. Exactly. And the coolest thing is too, is that like on stage, anybody can go. And it's just like, I happen to be in California, which is where they're from, right? Both Wendy and Patty live in California. So that was the closest one to them. So they were just there. And then several other people too, Lori said she was excited to see me mingling with some of the biggest demos. It was just so cool. And then I met so many other demos too, and like made some new friends. And I sat with like 2 of the nicest people ever. And it was really nice to only have 3 people to a table because we got some cool make and takes and we all got to like bring a lot of it home. It was just so cool. So anyway, let's stamp. Okay, so let me flip open the catalog here. We are going to pages 40 and 41 this week, and we're doing 2 stamp sets, which is super fun. So we are going to use Hope and Peace, which is this beautiful one. Hope and Peace, Stampin' Up! Actually just released their list of what's retiring to demos because we see the new catalog. So then it tells us what's going away from this current catalog, right? Because this one ends at the end of December. And Hope and Peace is going to stick around. So that's super exciting because these are some really nice sentiments. And I'm glad when those stick around. It's like, I really like when we get some nice, like faith-based sentiments and then they stay because I love them. We had a set that stuck around for 2 years and it retired last year and I was super bummed. So I was glad that they brought another one in. This one, Peace to You, is also gorgeous, but this one is actually retiring. So if you want this week's class to go, I do suggest, if you don't already have this stamp set especially, I do suggest you place an order because if it sells out, it's gone. They won't bring it back. So, and there are a couple of things that have sold out, like the Witch Hat Builder Punch, that's gone. The Lights Aglow DSP, that's gone. There's a pack of embellishments that I never even played with yet, and that's gone. So yeah, that's my suggestion to you. So let's go ahead. We're going to stamp. And I'm just going to remind you that, or if you're new here and you don't already know, the way I run my videos, I'm going to show you 3 cards tonight using those 2 stamp sets. I'm calling it the Hope and Peace to You class to go. And you can place an order in my online store for $35 before tax and shipping. Make sure you use this host code that's on your screen right there, 9Z ship 7 big. That's how I remember it, but no eyes. 9Z ship 7 big. Yep, that's good, right? Use that host code when you check out. That lets me know that you want the class, okay? If you don't use the host code, then I assume you don't want the class and I don't send it to you. And you will get the 3 cards that we're making tonight. You'll get 2 of each, so you can make 2 of each of them. And this is the very first one. If you go up to a $50 order before tax and shipping, I'm also going to send you some gorgeous iridescent pearls. And I love these, and I thought they looked beautiful. So that's why I wanted to use them this week. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first card kit. We've got some Starry Sky because that's really fitting, right? I just like, you just can't, how do you use any other color? Anyway, we've got some Starry Sky card base. We've got a Starry Sky layer that was embossed with the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. You'll have 2 layers of basic white. One is slightly smaller. That's the one we're going to stamp on. And then you'll also get a piece of the white frayed ribbon. Okay. Now, you guys, I have to admit to you, I designed these cards before I went on vacation. And sometimes I like forget what I did. So if I have to look at my original card, it's because I'm trying to figure out if I use dimensionals. So anyway, but it's all good, right? So we are going to ink up our beautiful church scene, and you can see it's like a silhouette in there. It's very, very cool. We're going to ink that up with Starry Sky ink. I'm going to pull this down because I need to get my head right over it. And we are going to stamp that down. Now, I made the basic white piece a little bit bigger. We're going to slide that up and hope I didn't move my stamp. I made it a little bit bigger, so you don't have to worry about it going off the edge. Okay. All right. So we've got that beautiful one. And then we're going to use this sentiment. So this is from the Piece to You stamp set. I know, isn't it gorgeous? It's just so pretty. And then my sentiments that I'm using today, there are some sentiments in the Piece to You stamp set that would be gorgeous. Hi, Dawn. Welcome. They would be gorgeous to use also. But all of the sentiments I'm using today are from the Hope and Peace stamp set. I had to remember what it was called for a second. And you can absolutely swap out sentiments, right? So this one I'm stamping in gray granite, and it says God's blessings to you. And I love it. I think it's just beautiful. So we've got that one. And we're going to go ahead and flip this over, add some seal to the back. I have to tell you too, my fingers are really sticky because as soon as I got off work today, my mom and I were working on some Christmas gifts. So I've got some really fun little packages that I'm working on for my team. I don't want to tell you what they are yet because I want you to get them and be surprised. But they're for my team. They're for my club members. They're going to be in the bingo packages. They're going to be in like almost everything I ship out, like my special classes in the next month. And I'm just really excited. So, oh, and in my catalogs too. I'm sending them out in my catalogs, and they're just cute little Christmas gifts. And so we were working on those, and they involved tear and tape. And my fingers got so sticky that I could not pull off the backing of the tear and tape anymore. I just couldn't do it. All right. So I added some seal right to the center of the card there, and we're going to take that white frayed ribbon, and I'm just going to lay it down. I love this ribbon. I love it. I just love it. Okay, then we're going to flip over that basic white piece, and let's add some dimensionals to the back. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, you know, I don't like when my dimensionals go, this is ripped. I was like, why is it doing weird? I ripped it at some point in time. I do. I love crafting. I just love crafting, Lori. I just think, you know what? We all need something that we enjoy doing, and this is it. And I get to share it with other people, and that's just like, what could be better, you know? Anyway, yeah, coloring the ribbon is very pretty. I always forget that you can color ribbon. I think I get nervous I'm going to get it on my fingers. But yes, coloring this ribbon would be beautiful. You could also cut it in half to make it half the size. But anyway, you can see here, I put the dimensionals in the 4 corners, and then I put them right on the card because I don't like when my dimensionals go over my ribbon. I just think this lays a little flatter. And so since I have the ability to just stick it right on the card, that's what I opted for. All right, let's go ahead and add our iridescent pearls. So we've got a big one over there, and then we'll add a couple of little guys. So I've set one right next to it, and we'll put one up over here. Now these cards this week, I did design them to be a little bit quicker because it is Thanksgiving week, right? You might be like wrapping up your Christmas cards and need just a couple of extras. So it's a healthy hobby. Yeah, Keisha, we won't mention budgets, right? What's that? Anyway, these are very quick. Oh, Lori gets nervous that coloring the ribbon will wreck your blend. Well, that is possible too, I suppose. Hey, Patience, welcome. Thank you so much. So there's card number 1. These, like I was saying, though, these are meant to be kind of like quick and easy. You can swap out colors, you know, lots of fun things you can do with these cards. But they're also meant to be stunning because, you know, I still like my layers. It can be quick and easy, but it's still got to have some layers. All right, here's card number 2, I think. Yeah, this is my favorite this week. And this is the card I shared today, which also coordinates with my color challenge today. So make sure you check that out in my Facebook group or on my blog. And let's go ahead and take a look at this card base. So we've got a thick basic white. We've got a regular layer of basic white. We've got a layer of real red. We've got a piece of the painted Christmas DSP. We've got another layer of real red. We've got a layer of real red that was embossed with the Timber 3D embossing folder. We've got a layer of basic white. We've got another layer of basic white we're going to stamp on, and we've got a strip for our sentiment. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different paper pieces here. But guess what? This all comes in your kit, so I'm the one who has to do the work, not you. So it's still going to be quick and simple and easy because all we have to do is assemble. So let's grab Night of Navy ink. Starry Sky would be beautiful with this too, but I just wanted a little bit of a deeper blue here. So we're going to use Night of Navy. And I always like to make sure with these images, did you see at first part of it was not inked, and now it is. So let's go ahead and stamp this down. And then we are going to assemble. So of course I'm going to assemble with seal and dimensionals. Actually, before I do that, let's stamp our sentiment. And you know what? I do use the stamp later too. Now, if you have a Stamparatus, you might want to put these solid images on your Stamparatus, and then you can stamp back down. You can see that this is not like perfectly solid. I'm fine with it. I like how it looks. But if you don't, use your Stamparatus, okay? Hey, Laura, welcome. All right, so let's do this Emmanuel, God with Us, which I thought was beautiful because we've got Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in the picture. And we'll stamp that down onto our basic white strip. That was not straight. So we're going to flip it over, do it again. We have like 4 shots with this. Let me make sure. Okay, so if I look at my stamp here, that is not even with the actual bottom of my rubber stamp. So I want to maybe tip it a little. And I don't know if I'm tipping it in the right way. Nope, I didn't tip it in the right way. We're going for try number 3. 3rd time's a charm. Now, usually I'm not too picky, but I gave myself so much extra. We're going for try number 4. I gave myself so much extra space here that we are going for it. Now, here, am I tilting it the right way? I'm going to stamp over that one again. Oh my gosh, that one was like straight, and it was the one I stamped in the wrong spot. Okay, we got it. We can do it. Here we go. Everyone hold your breath. Ready? Bingo. We made it happen. All right. Another reason why you might want to use your Stamparatus so you can make sure it's straight beforehand. But that's okay. All right. Let me grab my snips here. And actually, I'm going to grab my paper trimmer because I'm going to trim this down like pretty tight because I want to be able to see as much of that image as possible. Does the image stamp come with the hole in the rubber? So do you mean, Lori? Oh, right here. So it does. It actually, it comes with a rubber piece in there. So you can keep that if you want to. But when I put my sticker on the back, I took it out and I just threw it away. So, but yes, it comes with it. I don't know. You get what I'm saying, right? It comes with it already cut, but there is actually rubber in there. So, okay. So we just trim that down size, and we got a little paper bit stuck in our track, but it's okay, we got it out. We are going to assemble, and while we assemble, I'm going to give you a little bit of story time. So, one of the people I got to meet at Onstage was Cindy Schuster. And Cindy Schuster works for Stampin' Up. Yes, I like that they pre-cut it too, especially because if you accidentally got ink there, like, oh, that would just ruin your image, right? Anyway, so I did not cut it out with an X-Acto knife, so no. Okay, so Cindy Schuster, she works for Stampin' Up, and she is a concept artist. And what that means is that, well, she does a lot of things for Stampin' Up, but one of her main jobs is being a concept artist. And that actually means that she's one of the people who gets to design catalog or design products or projects with the product, right? And then they're put in the catalog. So she's one of the people who makes the samples for the catalog, which is super, super cool. Well, I like to think that Cindy and I are besties now because we met at Onstage. I knew of her before because she and a couple of the other concept artists, they have an Instagram page called Stampin' Through the Catalog, and they just do a challenge. I think it's every Tuesday and Thursday, and they put out like a bundle or a stamp set. And if you have projects made with that, you can share it. I think they're on Facebook too, but they're more active on Instagram with it. And you can share it and they'll reshare it. So then you get lots of ideas made using that set, which is really cool. So I've participated in that before. And so I knew of Cindy, and she came up, like we, both saw each other at the same time, walked over to each other at Onstage, and we chatted and found out that we were both going to Disney on the same day. And we were like, oh, that would be funny if we ran into each other, right? Well, it was hilarious because so I took my parents with me, and her husband flew in to go to Disney with her. So it was super funny because we were staying at the same hotel at first, and then she and her husband moved hotels, and they moved to one that was closer to Disney after Onstage. And it was funny because on the very first day, I'm walking to Disney with my parents and I hear Melissa. Well, I look over and there's Cindy and her husband. So that was really cool. I like to say we're BFFs because I got to meet her husband. We got to walk together to Disney. It was super fun. That was on Monday. And then on Tuesday, I don't know if you guys have been to Disneyland, but there's a ride called Radiator Springs Racers. And it's super duper fun, but apparently it breaks down all the time. And we were in line for Radiator Springs Racers, and I look over, and there's Cindy and her husband in line. So it was super funny because then we ended up, the way they did the cars, they ended up in the car right in front of us. And so we got to like hang out and, see each other on Tuesday too. So that was really funny. Yeah, that's my fun little Disney story. Disney was super fun. And I can't wait to go back with my niece and nephew because they've never been to Disneyland. They've been to World, but not Land. So, and I think my nephew would freak out over Cars Land. It is so cool, you guys. So anyway, that's my little story. And look at that. With that quick little story, we're done with card number 2. How fun is that one? So I love this one. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use that same stamp and the same ink for our third card, but it's going to be a little bit different. It was really cool, Alicia. That's why I say we're besties. We're not actually, but it's all good. All right. So here's card number 3. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you all so much. All right. Here's card number 3. You can see where I said we are going to use that same stamp, same ink, but we're going to do something a little bit different this time. So let's take a look at our card base. Or I'm sorry, our card kit. And we've got a gray granite card base. We've got a layer. Look, this one has like no paper. The last one had 9 layers. We've got a piece of the Snowflake Vellum specialty paper. So on this card here, you can see I used one of the velvet sheets. And then this one is one of the shiny sheets. So you will get one of each or maybe 2 of one. I don't know, but you will probably get a different pattern than I used, right? And then you'll have a piece of basic white. You'll have a piece of basic white. This was punched out using this circle punch, and I cannot remember the name of this circle punch, but it's got like a cool little scallop on it, and this is from the annual catalog. I love it. It's so fun. So you will have that already punched out for you, and then you'll also have a little piece of the red ruffled ribbon, okay? All right, let's start with stamping because that's always the best way to start. And we are going to grab our stamp again. and our Night of Navy ink. Now, you might notice that my piece is square and on here it's not. Well, we're either going to have to fussy cut or cheat and use our trimmers. Okay. You guys know I am not a fan of fussy cutting. I will tell you, one of the cards for bingo has fussy cutting. Decorative circle punch. Thank you, Alicia. She came in and in clutch. That's what the kids say. And anyway, she came in and saved the day with the name. So thank you, Alicia. This is the decorative circle punch. I think I said it was a circle, so I was pretty close. All right, so we are inking this up. Beautiful. I love that. And that was with Night of Navy. And now we're going to color it. Now, this is something I actually saw in the catalog. I thought it was very pretty. So let's go ahead and color. We're going to start with our gray granite blends, and we are going to do Joseph. Now, I actually might use my fine tip on these ones because there's just a lot of little pieces here. So I'm just going to do my dark blend real quick. And we'll do it on his arm as well. Now, if you would like to swap this out for like Tuxedo Black Memento ink, you can absolutely do that as well. But the Night of Navy works really well. I've actually been really into using my blends with a colored ink pad lately. I don't know why. Anyway, what I was saying about Stampin' Bingo, though, is that we do fussy cut on one of the cards. And I did such a good job. Like, not to toot my own horn, and I'm not going to show you the card until it's time for bingo. But I just I just did that with the light one. Darn it. We're going to redo it. Anyway, I just was like really proud of myself. I'm getting better at fussy cutting, but this one is not too hard. Still not my favorite thing to do, but I'm maybe getting a little bit better at it. Okay, so now we're actually going in with the dark blend, and I'm just going over where I already did the light because that was an oopsie. And now we'll go in with the light and we'll blend these colors. Okay. Excuse me. All right, while I'm doing this, I have a question for you all. And it was actually, so you guys know I work full-time. I am an accountant for a big healthcare company, and we do this thing in my team called Huddle. And so every morning we get together and, oh, I forgot to do baby Jesus. We get together and we just for like 15 minutes, and we basically talk about if anybody has any like escalations or things they need help with or whatnot. And somebody leads Huddle every morning. Well, this morning it was my turn. And so when there's extra time left, you get to ask a fun question. And so I asked everybody, what is your least favorite Thanksgiving food? Like, what's out on the table that you're not going to eat? And I want to ask you guys too. I'm curious to know. And while I do that, I'm going to switch over to my Real Red now, and we are going to do this piece here. And I'm going to start with my dark, and it's actually the dark one this time. And we'll go ahead, and if you have never watched me use my blends before, this is how I do it. So I go in the spots that should have a shadow, and I do my dark blend first. This is just how I learned. Lots of people will color in the whole image with their light blend first and then go back in with the dark one to do some of the detailing. For whatever reason, it does not work for me. It just does not work for me. So you know, do it however you were taught, however you like to do it. But that's how I do it. Now I'm going in with the light. Look I forgot his arm. Oh my goodness. I'm so distracted today. And we've got to switch over to the fine tip. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Alicia said her mom's homemade stuffing. She prefers stovetop. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully your mom's not watching. No. All right, that's fair. And then I know Keisha sent one too. Let's see what Keisha said. Brussels sprouts. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know that we have Brussels sprouts at my Thanksgiving. You guys might think I'm crazy for what I'm about to say, but I do not eat turkey. Oh, Lori said turkey right as I said it. I looked up and saw her comment. That's funny, Lori. We are two peas in a pod then. I don't like turkey. So I told my mom, I said, I wish we were having ham because I would eat that. Kale, interesting. Very interesting. All right, real quick, I'm switching over to Balmy Blue now, and we are going to color in some of Mary. Kale is very interesting. So when I asked my team this morning, the number one, like the very first thing that was said, and then it was like second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., was cranberries. And the people who do eat cranberries said they will only eat the cranberries as like a gravy over something, right? They won't eat them on their own. So I just thought that was all, it's all very interesting. So, oh, okay. So Lori loves the sides, and Alicia said her mom makes ham and turkey. A lot of people I work with were saying that too, that they were going to have ham and turkey. This year it is just me, my mom, dad, my sister, her husband, and both of my nieces, which is really exciting, and my nephew. And so I don't think we have like enough people for, and my sister's family has to go to her in-laws after. So they are like not stuffing themselves here. Haha, stuffing, get it? They're not like stuffing themselves while they're at my parents. And so I don't think that we're gonna have like, we wouldn't have room for that much. But I wish. Anyway, and it's funny too because my sister does not care for ham and I don't care for turkey. Okay, so you can see now I'm trimming down the sides of this with my trimmer. Now I'm going to line up this edge here, and I'm actually looking in my trimmer right through the middle here. I can see that it's straight, and I'm going to butt it up next to each other so that I know when I cut, it's straight across, okay? And we'll do that on the other side too. That's my faux fussy cutting right there. You can fussy cut too. If you don't mind it, go for it. All right, let's pull out our gray granite ink and our sentiment that says peace on earth, goodwill to all. And we'll go ahead and stamp that down. Now, here's a question. What kind of pie do you like on Thanksgiving? Are you an apple pie, pumpkin pie, etc. pie? What kind of pie do you eat? I am a fan of French silk, so that's the kind I like on Thanksgiving. When we used to go to my aunt and uncle's every year, we'd have like up to 30 people come, so we'd have to have like a bunch of pies. So there were always options, and if I had to pick any, it's French silk for sure. Okay, Alicia said pumpkin pie. All right, you can see real quick I added seal to the back of my vellum and then stuck that down onto my card base. Just a heads up, it is vellum. I just went for it, but it is vellum, so you will be able to see the adhesive through. If you don't want to, just use some liquid glue and put it behind the snowflakes, okay? Banana cream pie, okay. But you want to say apple pie and ice cream. Yeah, okay. I'm with you, or I follow you. All right, so you can see right here where it says goodwill to all, right on this side here, I added some seal. We are going to take our red ruffled ribbon and stick that down. So we have a cute little flag that sticks there. Okay, and then we can use some dimensionals. Oh, Barb lost the volume. Well, you're not going to hear me tell you this, but try refreshing. That's so sad, Barb. Maybe if somebody's on YouTube, maybe you can say, try refreshing, Barb. Go out, come back in. Sometimes technology is just weird. All right, so I am going to stick this down. Now I'm using this piece here to kind of gauge where it's going to go. So we're going to stick that right there. Flip this guy over. Let's add some dimensionals to the back of him. And I think that's, we'll add one in the middle for good measure. Oh, thanks, Lori. She said, I'm making it hard to resist having this set. Let's see. Patience said they're having pumpkin pie, apple pie, banana pudding pie, sweet potato pie, and Mississippi mud cake. Wow. And you have 22 coming to your house. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, my aunt and uncle used to host pre you know what, and we had a ton of pies, but it was really nice because everyone just brought something, right? So we were always in charge of the rolls, my family was, and we would have to like, it was always funny, we'd go to the grocery store and get like 10 packs of rolls. And you know what, rolls are my favorite part of a Thanksgiving meal, so I was fine with it. All right, I added my iridescent pearls there. You can see I've got a big one, a little one, and another little one right there. And that's our third card. I know, Alicia doesn't have this set yet. What? She'll get it soon, but oh, Barb said no pie, but she loves Jell-O. We do like to have Jell-O too. Jell-O with whipped cream. I don't know why. That's something we only have at Thanksgiving, but that's very good too. So, all right, you guys, enough talk. I'm hungry, so I gotta go eat. Just normal dinner, not Thanksgiving dinner, right? All right, so here are the 3 cards this week for the Hope and Peace to You class to go. Thank you guys so much. You're so kind. And thank you for being here and watching. I always love stamping along with you. Reminder, if you would like this class, I do have ordering open through Friday. Okay, so if you are too busy in the Thanksgiving mind and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't order that, or did I order that, or whatever, well, you can check in, check your email, see if you did order it or not. But you do have until Friday night at the end of the day. I will ship these out next Monday, which is November 28th. And you do get 2 each of these 3 cards with a $35 order before tax and shipping. $50 order, don't forget, gets you some iridescent pearls as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And Keisha, I'm going to say it to you too, even though you're in Canada. You already had yours, but I hope you have a great Thursday and Friday. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you. Oh, I won't catch you next week. Hold on. Let me talk to you about this really, really quick. Glad you're still here. I will not be live next week. It is my nephew's birthday, and so I want to clear the night for celebrations. I won't be live next week, so if you want to catch me live next week, you will need to join bingo, okay? So, oh, Alicia really doesn't have this set. Okay, well, it's add to cart, right? Just kidding, but not really, because she probably will. All right, well, thank you guys so much. I will not catch you next week unless you're at bingo on Thursday night. Don't forget too, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but for bingo, you can register by going to my website, stampwithmelissa.com. It's right on the top banner, all the way over to the right. And it says register for Stampin' Bingo. You can click right there. Or if you got my newsletter, you can do it from there as well. If you register before the end of the day tomorrow, Wednesday, so before Thanksgiving, you will get a second set of the make and takes as like an early bird bonus thank you special from me. Okay, so you'll get to make 8 cards, 2 each of the 4 different designs. All right, if you register after tomorrow, you'll still get the 4 projects, but you won't get a second set of them. Okay, all right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please reach out with any questions as always, and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.